Okay. So good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Product Overview with the Wellness Experts. And I want to welcome everybody. My name is Dr. Betty Smith. I am a registered nurse and doctor of naturopathy. I'm the medical director for Akana and the wellness director for Soul Massage, Spa, and Infrared Sauna. Got it together that time. And I'm an emerald in the company, a founder, and a certified wellness coach with Akana. So tonight, again, as I said, we're going to do the exercises, but just before that, I'm going to just share my rudimentary uh, list with you guys so that if you have not had an opportunity to get these foods listed down, then this is your opportunity. Okay, no. Hold on, thought I had it together here. Yes, I do. Okay. So I'm calling this Brain Health 2 because we talked about quite a bit of things last week. And so again, like I said, I just want to briefly go through a bit about the foods that support brain health. And so 600 million people worldwide actually experience cognitive dysfunction or brain fog. And of course, it causes problems with retention, focus, memory. And in order to improve all of these and get better thinking, we really have to think about the foods that we put in our system. The brain requires very specific and very different nutrients from the rest of the body. So these foods that we're going to talk about are all high in things like omega-3, your B vitamins, your essential fatty acids, including DHA, because especially vitamin B and DHA, one of the essential fatty acids deficiencies in either one of those can actually cause cognitive issues or cognitive decline or dysfunction. It's recommended that you get about 4 grams of DHA daily. And they found through some studies that these 4 grams of DHA daily actually cause a 70% decrease risk for Alzheimer's. And that's really, really significant. And so the foods that are high in DHA / omega-3s, the essential fatty acids, include seaweed, flax seeds, and they need to be crushed to really release the greatest health properties. Then we've got chia seeds. We've got, of course, fatty fish like salmon and mackerel and even sardines. As you can see, they have the highest concentration of omega-3s. Then we've got, like I said, guys, this is rudimentary. This. Okay. And then we've got our good old avocados, which are really high in essential fatty acids, especially vitamin E, as well as DHA. And then blueberries are excellent antioxidants. If you remember, they're right next to the highest super fruits in terms of antioxidants, which is aronia berry, which is one of our star products. So aronia berry and blueberries are high in antioxidants. They're neuroprotective. Actually, they're even cardioprotective, and they just have some all around great antioxidants to decrease / eliminate oxidative stress. And then broccoli is great for the brain because it's high in vitamin K, fiber. It also other two cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower and Brussels sprouts are actually very, very good also. And then you've got your extra virgin olive oil. You've got eggs, which are neuroprotective. They've got a high concentration of vitamin E in them, especially the yolks. And then we've got our greens, especially our spinach and kale, high in vitamin Bs, all your Bs and even vitamin K. And then we've got wild salmon, which is very high in omega-3s as well as DHA. And then we've got turmeric, which is very highly anti-inflammatory, which is beneficial to not only the brain, but the entire body. Then walnuts are high in vitamin E. In fact, they look like a brain, don't they? So it's only fair to say that they would definitely enhance brain health. And then you've got dark chocolate, not milk chocolate, but dark chocolate, which affects the mind and the mood. And then we've got green tea, which has tremendous antioxidant properties. And then water is one of the most important because the brain is actually 80% water. And it's much better if you drink room temperature / warm water, because cold water actually causes the vessels and even the brain to kind of contract and narrow the blood vessels, which causes a restriction or lessening of the blood flow to and from the brain. So when you do warm water, especially, not hot, but just warm, you cause vasodilation. In other words, the blood vessels open up. So now more blood can flow in and out the brain. So, and I didn't get this down, but there is, even with 4% decrease in water to the brain, you start to feel symptoms like some mild confusion, lack of ability to concentrate and focus, and also some memory problems. So it's very important to get that water intake in, because when the brain shrinks, it cannot function at its maximum capacity. Shiitake mushrooms are another great food for the brain, as well as caviar. And as the speaker that I am quoting, caviar, of course, is very expensive, but if just any fish eggs would do. Also, salmon roe. They're all high in essential fatty acids, as well as.
I highly recommend that you guys do this as well. And then here's some.
Okay, guess that was somebody else. Essential fatty, they're high in essential fatty acids and proteins, as well as antioxidants. In fact, all of your fatty fish are. And again, like I mentioned, flax seeds, are high in omega-3 fatty acids. And then ALA also converts to omega-3s in the body. ALA is just another essential fatty acid. And foods that are high in ALA are algae, seaweed, like and chlorella and those kinds, and especially chlorella is great because it actually chelates or binds to heavy metals that may have crept into or snuck into the body as well as the brain. And so it actually latches onto them and helps them to be eliminated. And then the other thing about seaweed is that it's high in iodine, which also is beneficial to the thyroid and actually boosts brain connectivity. And as well, okay, so iodine increases brain conductivity and boosts thyroid health. And of those seaweeds, those ALAs actually promote neurogenesis, or the rebuilding of the nerve cells. And this increases connectivity, because if you don't have a connection, nothing can happen. Now, coffee, beets, pumpkin, and oranges are also on the list of foods that boost brain health. And coffee I left near the end because while it does have some stimulating and health benefits, it can also be very dehydrating. So you have to really be careful about how much coffee you drink, because for every cup of coffee you drink, not only are you lowering your pH or making the pH of your body more acidic, but you are also causing somewhat of a dehydrating effect on the body as well as the brain. And so you need to increase your water intake by, yikes, I'm going to say several cups, but I really believe it's more than that, closer to maybe even a half a gallon of water, a quart to a half a gallon, depending on how much coffee you really drink. And especially in this weather where it is hot and hotter, depending on where you are, which of course increases the loss of water by the body through perspiration and that kind of thing. So you really want to be careful, especially in these unusually warm days where we're not even at summer yet and we're already in the 90s and it's getting to be smoldering outside. And so just be aware and watch that coffee intake as well as soda intake. Of course, that has no beneficial properties or health properties, but I just wanted to mention it because soda pop also is dehydrating. Okay. And then, okay, so that was the end of that. And so I want to play this for you guys. It's the end of the slideshow. Okay. That's not going to work. Okay. I'm going to come out of there, stop my share there. Anybody got any questions or anything while I'm pulling up this other video for you guys? You all know I like videos. Some of them are so cute and they take their time and many times explain to you how to do these exercises.
Dr. Betty,
I have a quick, go ahead.
what is
Go ahead.
DHA exactly?
It's an essential fatty acid.
Oh, that's what it means?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, does that what it, well, the name, the generic name or the whole name is very long, and I will, let me see if
No,
I
that's
can.
fine. I mean, that explains it
You
still.
just want
That's
to know
good.
that it's a essential fatty acid. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, dear.
I have-
Dihydro, that.
Okay. I have a question. You mentioned about like the coffee and the water. So we don't know what the exchange is. 1 cup of coffee, how many cups of water? Guess I can look that up on AI too. How much you need to
Yeah, you
replace it.
can't. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. Right. It's actually, I know that it's more than 2 to 1. Just because
wow.
of the dehydrating. You know, well, you know how much you urinate after you drink coffee. So that's quite a bit more than you do on a regular basis.
I never noticed.
You never know,
I never-
really?
No, ma'am. I
Okay, yeah.
never noticed.
Coffee is definitely a diuretic.
So even if you do the healthy coffee, don't matter.
It doesn't matter. Coffee, it's the caffeine.
Oh. So what
It's
about the decaf?
caffeine. It has less of an effect.
Okay. That's a
Hold
plus. Okay.
on. No, I'm not gonna say I'm lost, but I just don't see it. Right. Oh, here. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Can't hear it. Does the volume go up any higher, Dr. Betty?
Hold on.
Slow down the process. So it's important to remember that you can stave that off. You can slow that down by consuming more foods that are rich in nutrients like omega-3 fats, creatine. Things that are supportive for the
That
brain
better.
actually help improve cognitive function and can help prevent cognitive decline, which, by the way, is the 4th leading cause of a recently published study found that consumption of processed foods accelerates cognitive decline. This was the first study of its kind involving 15,000 subjects, finding that people who consume ultra-processed foods have a much greater acceleration of cognitive decline and decline in executive function. Related studies actually show that consumers of ultra-processed foods like breads, cookies, crackers, treats, protein bars, and things like that have lower gray matter volume, that is the volume in the brain, and a reduction in the function of the memory center called the hippocampus within the brain. So it's really important to recognize that the health of your brain starts now. It's dependent upon your dietary intake and the foods that you consume right now. Because once you experience symptoms later in life, it's almost too late to start to reverse or slow down the process. So it's important to remember that you can stave that off. You can slow that down by consuming more whole real foods that are rich in nutrients like omega-3 fats, creatine, carnitine, zinc, all of these things that are supportive for the brain actually help improve cognitive function and can help prevent cognitive decline, which, by the way, is the 4th leading cause of a recently published study found that consumption of processed foods accelerates cognitive decline. This was the
Okay. That was interesting, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Dr. Betty, it wasn't interesting. Didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
No. In the
Did it re-
beginning when he first started, no.
Okay. Let,
Study of its kind involving 15,000 subjects, finding that people who consume ultra-processed foods have a much greater acceleration of cognitive decline and decline in executive function. Related studies actually show that consumers of ultra-processed foods like breads, cookies, crackers, treats, protein bars, and things like that have lower gray matter volume, that is the volume in the brain, and a reduction in the function of the memory center called the hippocampus within the brain. So it's really important to recognize that the health of your brain starts now. It's dependent upon your dietary intake and the foods that you consume right now. Because once you experience symptoms later in life, it's almost too late to start to reverse or slow down the process. So it's important to remember that you can stave that off. You can slow that down by consuming more whole, real foods that are rich in nutrients like omega-3 fats, creatine, carnitine, zinc. All of these things that are supportive for the brain actually help improve cognitive function and can help prevent cognitive decline, which, by the way, is the fourth leading cause of. A recently published study found that consumption of processed foods accelerates cognitive decline. This was the first study of its kind involving 50.
did you hear that?
Yes,
Okay. good.
yes,
That was interesting, wasn't it?
yes.
Okay, cool. All right, hold on.
Oh, I was just
Okay. I
go
lost
behind
it.
the desk. I dropped my bag.
Thank you. Okay, so now, I got one more for you guys. Have you guys been using any of the little hand exercises that I showed you before? Fiddlesticks. Where, let's stop sharing this screen. Nobody's been doing them? Okay. Oh, Tammy's been doing them. Great, Tammy. Have you explored any others?
I haven't, but it's so funny. Right before I bed at night, I do them,
Oh, great.
and I also try to stretch too before
Mhm.
I go to bed. So yeah.
Do you find that assists or helps you sleep better?
Oh, you know what, Dr. Betty? As soon as my head hit that pillow, it just
Sound like me.
yeah. Because after I had my black seed oil, and right now I'm doing the bitters tea. I love that bitter. But
Do
anyway,
you really?
I love more so what it does to me.
Okay, gotcha.
So yes, I hit that pillow, I'm out. I am out.
Sound like me,
Yeah,
for sure.
yes.
Okay, sorry guys, I'm trying to find, I've got one more.
So Dr. Betty and
You don't know what you did
everybody,
wrong?
wait,
I'm listening.
sorry.
You
to
didn't know what
make
you did
forgive
wrong?
my-
A recently published study found
Oh,
that consumption of
shush,
processed foods
shush.
accelerates cognitive.
Shush. I'm sorry, go ahead, Margaret.
Oh, I was just gonna mention, since the time, I thought we had a little time, just even with the brain foods, we're adhering to our blood types, right? Because I saw the oranges and whatever.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
That's why I gave you such, I searched out many, because most of them said here 9 things, here 5 foods. And I
Mhm.
found some of the different ones because we are all hopefully working on eating right for our blood type. And that being the case, everybody can't eat everything.
Or have coffee.
Exactly.
At all.
There's
Thank
always
you.
green tea.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. I'm looking for something that I can't find now. You know, hold on. Where, I don't even know where you all are now. Jeez. So, okay, back to the meeting. Okay, I want to pause this just for okay, now.
Mind and body ready for class.
gym exercise together. This is a great way to get your mind and body ready for class. Brain gym activities recall the movements naturally done during the first year of life, like coordinating the eyes and hands. It can improve your concentration, memory, academics, organization, and even attitude and relationships. With all of this, you are encouraged to stay hydrated. First, we will start with a step in place. Next, let's touch a foot in front of the body. This is a form of a cross crawl. This activates both hemispheres of your brain simultaneously. Next, let's touch the foot in front of you with a hug. This will help to get your heart rate up. Now, let's touch a foot behind you. Now let's try touching a foot behind you with a hop. And now let's touch the foot in front again. And now touch an elbow to your knee. All right, now we're going to cool down. So step in front. Let's just bring the heart rate down. Take deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now let's stop and just take a couple deep breaths in through your nose as you lift your arms up and out through your mouth. Let's do it again. In through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, now let's try some shoulder rolls. First, let's do 3 shoulder rolls forward. And now 3 shoulder rolls back. Now let's stretch. Try to touch those toes. The next activity is called a hookup. Hookups are good for clear listening, test taking, and keyboard work. It connects all the energy circuits in the body. This is really helpful with sensory overload and stress. And again, remember, as you do this, take deep breaths in your nose and out your mouth. Now, let's stop and hydrate. And don't forget that drinking water is extremely important. Your body needs water every 15 to 30 minutes. So if you are sitting in a 2-hour class right now, you need to have a bottle of water with you. Water improves electric and biochemical effects in the brain, and water improves information retrieval. Thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this brain gym exercise.
Awesome. Okay, and then now I have the list of all of these for you guys, so not to worry. I know it's a little difficult to get them all going at the same time or get them going as you're watching, but these that I've chosen pretty much are the easier ones. And then there's some that are a little more difficult
for a while.
But you'll have it.
But
you'll have it to practice on your own and work up to some of the mid to advanced exercises.
Exercises to strengthen your mind, like you can do mind push-ups. Who would have thought that special gymnastics involving your fingers could improve your memory, sharpen your attention and focus, and boost your brain health? Before you get to know everything about these exercises, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get to the bright side of swimming, starting from scratch. The set of simple exercises described in this work focuses on improving general well-being and supporting brain health. If you repeat this short finger workout on a daily basis, the stimulation traveling from your fingers directly to your brain will help to rejuvenate your body and make your brain more efficient. Each fingertip has more than 3,000 mechanoreceptors, which act as a highway to your brain, particularly its sensory cortex. When you do a finger workout, you improve synapse connections and fire neurons, which is great for the functioning of your brain. As with any proper workout, this set also has some warm-up exercises. Exercise number 1. Inhale deeply through your nose. Bend your elbows and lift your fingers to eye level. Your palms should be facing each other, and your fingers should touch. Breathe out through your mouth and lower your right hand a bit. At the same time, you should bend the fingers of your left hand and use them to cover the fingertips of your right hand. It should look like you're trying to catch a hand that's sliding down. Now, breathe through your nose and straighten the fingers on your left hand. Simultaneously, move the palm of your right hand up and cover the fingertips on your left hand with the bent fingers of your right hand. Repeat this exercise 15 times. Your breathing should be a bit faster than usual. The most important thing is to do the exercise smoothly and not to hurry. Try not to lower your hands and coordinate your movements and breathing. Exercise number 2. Hold your hands in front of your chest. Your palms should be facing each other and touching. Your wrists should be pressed together as well. There shouldn't be any strain, and you should feel comfortable. Breathe in and out several times as you normally do. This will allow you to concentrate before the upcoming rapid movements. While staying in the same position, quickly separate your right and left wrists. Simultaneously, spread your fingers wide. Only the tips of your fingers should be touching. After that, bring your palms back together and take a quick breath through your mouth. Your fingers should still be splayed out. Separate your palms again in such a way that only your fingertips touch and breathe out at the same time. While pressing your fingertips together, turn your wrists so that your middle fingers are directed at your chest. Repeat the same movements in this position. Repeat each movement at least 10 times. Your breathing should be rhythmical, and your fingers should be spread as much as possible. Exercise number 3.
Okay.
While breathing in and out,
All right, we're gonna stop this one because I got this next one I want you guys to see. This one is very easy and one that'll get you lots of traction when it comes to brain health.
Hi, everyone. It's Miss G here to introduce another brain break called Lazy Eights. This is a calming brain break that targets our midbrain. So go ahead, find yourself in a comfortable position, sitting or standing. I'm going to choose to stand for this. And take your right or left hand, put your thumb up and extend it out in front of you just like this. And what you're going to do is create a sideways 8 or an infinity sign in front of your face. And you can choose the speed, fast or slow, whatever works for you. And instead of following with your head, just try to follow with your eyes as your thumb creates that invisible infinity sign. We're going to add one more step. Go ahead and inhale as you create your infinity sign, and then exhale. Do it again. Inhale and exhale. Now let's do one really fast. Ready? Inhale, exhale. Good. Thanks for joining me today with the Brain Break Lazy Eights.
Okay. So guys, there was one more, but I think, oh yeah, I think I lost it. I don't have it there, but I have it on the list that I'm about to put in the chat, so you guys can have you guys can go to this whenever you choose. That's not the one. Okay, so I'll put it in there while Dr. Roz is doing her thing, and you guys can get it then. But the only other thing that I wanted to say is, like I mentioned before, our aronia berry juice is awesome when it comes to those antioxidants, neuroprotection, in other words, protecting your nervous system and your brain. Remember the experiences I gave you regarding the National Institutes of Health studies, where they actually found that taking the aronia berries and aronia berry juice on a regular basis actually help to eliminate the amyloid plaques that are theorized to cause Alzheimer's disease. And then the other thing about the aronia berries and or aronia berry juice, again, I mentioned that it protects the brain. And so it protects it from damage, and probably even helps with protecting it from some of the effects of that dehydration that I mentioned. So you definitely want to keep your water intake at its maximum capacity. Again, the brain is 80% water, so we really, really, really need it. And small amounts of deficiency in water intake can have a significant impact on the brain's ability to function properly. Then the other thing in terms of our products that are very beneficial when it comes to brain health and maintaining it and or regaining it are our detox products. And remember that our detox, our Flat Belly Lifestyle Cleanse is a whole body cleanse. It's not just a liver cleanse or a kidney cleanse or a colon cleanse, that kind of thing, or a parasite cleanse like many of the detoxes are these days. It's a whole body cleanse. And so it not only does it eliminate the mucus, which coats the intestines and minimizes the amounts of nutrients that are able to get into the bloodstream, but it also kills the parasites that we all have. And I had an actual video on parasites. Maybe I'll show that to you one day, the number and different types of parasites that have come out of people. And there's not just one, there are many. And so our eliminator actually, again, eliminates the mucus and kills the parasites so that they are no longer getting first dibs on the nutrients that do come through. Now, next in importance is the liquid colonic, because once you kill those parasites and dislodge and mobilize that excess mucus, then you want to get it out of you, because if you don't, it's going to just recirculate, and this is what your body would be feeding on. So our liquid colonic is of the utmost importance because it gets those toxins out, it gets that mucus, the parasites out, and it also gets out the chelated heavy metals and those kinds of things. In addition to the toxins, it also flushes them out. So now your body has an open pipe, I'll call it, just for lack of a better word, through which things can flow freely. The toxins are eliminated through that vehicle, And then the digestive system tells the body, the rest of the body, the organs and other tissues and systems, now you can release your toxins. So those toxins now have some place to go, and your entire body is now ready to accept fresh, new, nutrient-dense materials that will facilitate the rejuvenation or the rebuilding of new cells, hence our superfoods, our regenerator, because the raw fruits and vegetables that we're taking in, the juices and or the smoothies that we're taking in that are nourishing us, the rejuvenator or superfoods actually add to and potentiate the nutritive value of those raw foods that are coming in. And now the body has fresh, new raw material to make healthy new cells. Healthy new cells make healthy tissues make healthy organs, and healthy organs make healthy systems. And therefore, each and every period that is dedicated to the rebuilding of different organs, glands, tissue, cells, and that kind of thing, each of those periods now have more and more fresh, healthy cells to rebuild those organs, tissues, organs, and systems. And so if you have a health issue, diabetes, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, IBS, all of those kinds of dysfunctional conditions, then with the rebuilding of the tissues, organs, and systems, you are moving closer to resetting your body so that those organs, cells, organs, tissues, and systems work at their maximum capacity and are able to now perform the job that they're supposed to, which is to heal, regulate, and regenerate themselves. And you could potentially not have those health problems with that reset. At least to be able to move more into balance or homeostasis so that your values, such as blood pressure and blood sugar, would start to move more towards balance and normalization. And potentially you'd be able to decrease and or eliminate the medications that you're taking. That's with blood pressure, that's with diabetes, et cetera, et cetera. And these are potentialities. And that you would definitely, again, before we start any supplement, before we start the cleanse, we always encourage our customers to check with their healthcare practitioners to let them know what it is they're planning or what it is that they are taking, so that the healthcare practitioner can help to guide and advise them regarding medications that they might be taking, because we would choose that they have a safe journey on the cleanse and with our products and not have any untoward drug interactions. So with that being said, I am going to turn it over to Dr. Roz. Thanks, Dr. Roz, for holding on and allowing us to finish up. And guys, next week, hopefully I'll have the water issue together. Been getting some really, really good information, and I want to share that. I'm anxious to share it with you guys because it's quite a bit and it's very intriguing. So with that being said, Dr. Roz, take it away. And I will put that the list of those brain exercises in the chat. So you guys hang on a minute, okay? anybody that might need to leave. Hey, Dr. Roz. Oh,
All right, good evening.
okay, so I'll put it in the chat, guys. Have a great evening.